So in my attempt to start building out a proper ultralight backpacking setup, I purchased a product a little while ago to replace a tent in the event that I want to save a lot more weight than what I can in having a tent. A little while ago I purchased the Sierra Designs Flashlight 1 tent. You should be familiar with that. But this is another option for me in the event that I go to the desert, for example, and I would like to carry less with me. Still have a shelter, but where I don't have to worry about a lot of mosquitoes or bugs or things like that. I'm going to use the tarp in the event that I have rain, and then just sleep under the stars when I don't want to be in a tent. So what I've got here is the Rab Silwing. This is a very lightweight 13-ounce tarp. Some of you may say that that's not super lightweight, but when you take things into consideration, this versus the Flashlight 1 tent that I have, you've got a 1.5 pound difference between this and the Flashlight. In my opinion, a tarp is a tarp. You've got basically two types. You've got a flat tarp or you've got a cat cut tarp. The cat cut allows you to get a little bit better pitch of the tarp than you would with a flat tarp. Flat tarps allow for a little more versatility in the fact that you've got sometimes more guy out points, a little more versatility in that you can attach to trees, and you don't have to worry about how am I going to get this specific section of the tarp tight. But in this instance, the cat cut is really nice, and the Silwing is a really good design. You've got 8 guy out points total, so the 2 ends along the ridge line, and then you've got 3 on each side. And that allows for a total of 56 square feet of coverage on this tarp. So you could get 2 people under this thing. And I have slept 2 people under this tarp, and it was fairly comfortable. We sat in a downpour and it wasn't really that bad. The guy sleeping next to me did get a little wet, but that was more conditional on where we were sleeping as opposed to the tarp failing. But this would be a very roomy 1-person tarp, 2 people if you needed to. I have a 5 foot by 8 foot ground sheet that I put under here that I've also cut and made some adjustments to. But a 5 by 8 ground sheet fits under here really nice. So I've got plenty of space to put all of my gear and know that it's going to be protected from the elements. So the Rab Silwing has a 30D super lightweight ripstop nylon material that it's made out of, and then it's got cordage that it comes with. I've actually replaced all of the cordage on it that came with it. I wanted something a little bit more heavy duty for when I'm like tying around trees and stuff, so I've got about a 3 mil piece of cord on each end, and it still weighs about the same as it did when I first bought it. The stakes that I have holding it out, because it does not come with stakes, is the groundhog stakes from MSR. So you got to take into consideration the extra weight of those, but they are very light. They don't add that much extra weight to the tarp. It's a great addition to somebody that's looking for an option for ultralight backpacking, a minimalist shelter, and just to cut some weight that way and save a lot of space in your pack. This packs up to roughly the same size as my Neo Air X-Lite from Thermarest, my sleeping pad, and also a little bit smaller than an Nalgene bottle, just for size comparison. So if you take a quick look around the tarp, we'll get in here underneath. You have the ability to pitch this as low to the ground or as high to the ground as you want, depending on what your situation is. In the desert, you may not have trees, and so you're relying on using rocks to pitch your tarp out and the trekking poles. But this is just an idea of what it looks like. In the picture that you see on the Rab website, it's pitched a little weird, and they've got the end of it down here, not even it pitched up with a trekking pole. So when I first bought it, I was like, man, is that really how you set it up? But then when I did more research on tarps, I got a better idea of how this thing actually works. And then I took this on a canoeing trip down the Green River about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And that is where I slept in this in a pretty heavy downpour and was very impressed with the performance of it. And we used, at that time, trees and oars to the canoe to set it up. So, like I said, lots of versatility that you have with this. It's a great piece to add to your ultralight setup or to have something that is just nice to have. There you go, guys. That is the Rab Silwing. Very cool product, very great tarp. There's a lot of tarps out there on the market. This could be one that you could buy. MSR has plenty. Sea to Summit has tarps, and there are plenty of other tarps. There's Z-Packs, lots of other brands that have tarps. Basically find what you want to spend your money on. This runs retail about $125, which is really not that bad when you think about it. I've seen the tarps on like MSR are close to $200 for just a piece of sil nylon, which is kind of absurd if you ask me, but lots of options out there. This is one of them. Very happy with this, so check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and leave your comments, thumbs up, and share with your friends, and have an awesome day.